What is going on, guys? We are back with another rebuild on Madden 22, and today it is of the LA Chargers, a team that maybe doesn't technically need a rebuild, but they did add a bunch of players in the offseason, and specifically the drafts, and they are definitely primed to make a run. However, you do have to look at this insanely talented division of, honestly, you move each team into their own division, and they could potentially be the division leaders in each division. It is really that good, or there's that much potential at least. The Raiders could have the best offense in the entire league. The Chargers might be right there with them. The Chiefs obviously could still be right there with them. Denver, you have some pretty good weapons, and now you have Russell Wilson. But of course, this is the Chargers rebuild, not the AFC West rebuild. Obviously, you have an okay quarterback in Justin Herbert. It's a little surprising that his overall is only 84, but I get them not wanting to jump the gun, but he should be a lot higher than this, dude. Minimum, 88 minimum. I think 88 is still on the safe side, but they're at 84 with Justin Herbert, which is just, I don't even know. If Tom Brady was ever an 84 in the game, if he would have had a season like Herbert had last year, now that I'm saying, Tom Brady's a very good player. He had debatably the best season last year. He wouldn't go from an 84 to, he would go up to 99. It's just they're super cautious with the young quarterbacks, which, I don't get it, because you literally have Gronk as a 95 overall coming back after retired, so I don't really get it. Biases are just nuts. You have great wide receivers in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I remember once upon a time, it was kind of are they going to keep Mike Williams? And then it turns out he doesn't drop passes. His hands are actual super glue. The man is a freak. Very good wide receiver, obviously, potentially, easily a top 3 duo. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, how do you consider Devontae and Renfro? Would that be a duo? Would you consider Devontae and Waller? And it's a tough one, but obviously very good. I don't think they're complaining down in LA. Austin Eckler, obviously a good dual style threat guy. They they drafted Isaiah Spiller, which is a fun name, obviously. Offensive line, Corey Linsley. The center rankings in the league seem so off. They're just so random. But it's safe to say, once again, Corey Linsley's a top 3 center in the league. Slater had a pretty damn good season. You're adding Salyer and Zion Johnson to the offensive line. Will they start, or at least Salyer, will he start in real life? I don't know, but I wanted him to start, and Filer is a big guy, so I thought, even though maybe he's probably built more for guard, I'm just going to let him play tackle, because with the release of Brian Bulaga, not that he's ever healthy anyways, they do have a bit of a need at that right tackle spot, but outside of that, the team looks pretty damn good. Gerald Everett, he's been just good enough to be a starter. Probably built more to be a number 2, but he's okay. And then you look at the defense, obviously adding some names in Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph Day, J.C. Jackson, a huge, expensive name added to the squad. It's a very good unit. Obviously, the linebackers are still questionable, as Kenneth Murray just has not come close to playing where they would have expected him to, especially where they drafted him. But interior of the line, they definitely could use another name or two, but Sebastian Joseph Day is a huge addition. I think that was probably the most predictable signing of all of free agency. I think everyone knew that was going to happen. And obviously a lot of promise with Asante Samuel. It's hard to tell, where are they going to play Asante and Bryce, because Asante's not much bigger, right? But Bryce Callahan is that slot guru. I don't know. I'm probably just going to put him at number 2 just because he is 10 overalls higher. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, where do you guys see the Chargers finishing? It's kind of crazy to think how much talent they've had, at least in the last 5 years, and yet they've only made the playoffs 2 times in the last decade. They've definitely underplayed and underperformed many, many times now. I still remember when the Packers lost in a pretty fantastic, spectacular way against that Chargers team, and people were like, wow, how did that happen? Because obviously the Chargers' record was bad, but everyone knows the Chargers, when healthy, are a solid team, and ever since getting Herbert, it's only exemplified that. So if they don't make the playoffs this year, it's a super head-scratcher, and I don't even know where you go from there, despite and regardless of the rest of the division being absolute monster powerhouses. But also, while you're down there, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff. I feel like we have fun, but I feel like I'm also obligated to say that. And if you're not new, appreciate your continued support. An absolute ton, you freaking legend. Also, did I say freaking or frickin'? because I do not want to ever say the word frickin'. I've said it a couple of times now already, too, which is really good. Khalil Mack is also apparently extremely short. It's preseason. Technically, if you're a guy that's already, top 4 on the roster and you're not getting playing time in preseason, that means you're actually doing pretty well, right? Technically. All right, so a lot of one-year deals from the Chargers in real life. Speaking of that Jalen Guyton guy, he, of course, needs a contract, but I think we could probably let him go if we have other options. But Callahan, I would like to keep around. A 1 year 11, though. I don't feel like this team is... Are we even able to afford him long-term? We'll see. Obviously, it would be a 1 year anyways, not long-term. But Kyle Van Noy is pretty much gone. J.K. Scott, if he's all right, maybe we'll keep him on. And we definitely need draft middle linebacker. This is an absolute disaster, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed. We were 8-4. What is wrong with this game? The rebuild just started. I'm losing my mind. We lose to the Giants. No shot. We lose to the Chiefs. Fair enough. The Texans. 0 shot. -% chance. The Broncos, I guess. Raiders, I guess. But the Giants and Texans? Excuse me? Do they understand what this roster looks like? Hello? The 4-13 Texans and the 7-10 Giants. No, it's not any given Sunday. This is any given EA. That's the problem. But let's take a look, I suppose, at how this team played. Justin Herbert, not up to his standard. Eckler, actually decent. Eckler is kind of like a dual style guy, dual threat, where he's not going to really put up the craziest rushing numbers, but his total yards will be pretty good because he's a threat all across the formation, all across the field. But as far as Mike Williams and Keenan Allen go, pretty damn good. Mike Williams may even be an X factor, which would be pretty damn clutch. Gerald Everett, if he puts him another season like that, I might be forced to put him to superstar, which, to be honest, I don't really care too much about because he's 28, he's star, he's 78 overall. He's really not that much of a long-term threat to be great. O-line, okay, even though Zion Johnson gave up 8 sacks from the interior. Bosa and Mack, a very disappointing season, but once again, it is more pressures, but we don't have that in the game, so I have to go based on what I normally see, and 8.5 and 10.5 sacks for this duo is pretty awful. As far as tackles for a loss, Sebastian Joseph Day didn't really even seem to do that well. Bryce Callahan with 5 picks, JT Woods, the rookie, with 4, maybe even rookie of the year, probably not, but there's a chance. Hopkins missed 3 kicks, 1 was blocked, which isn't that bad. What was J.K. Scott's average? That's literally his average. So, I don't know. You can kind of just get a new punter every year. It seems like that happens a lot more oftenly in the league. I don't know if oftenly is even a word, but MVP goes to Zeke. I would say it's good to see him back on top, but I really don't have a horse in the race there. As far as quarterbacking goes, not even on the list. Not even in the top 10. Wow. Running backs, number 8, a lot of touchdowns in fairness. Mike Williams, the best wide receiver in the league, or at least on the AFC side, which, includes guys like Mr. Devontae Adams, who we mentioned earlier. Keenan's not on the list because his touchdowns were low. O-line, number 10 for the center. D-line, no. Linebacker at number 4 and 9. DB at number 3, and JT Woods at number 5. Who was the Rookie of the Year then? It wasn't us, right? We looked at it. Defensive Rookie of the Year, number 4. Some people say a season where you're the Chargers with that good roster not making the playoffs is a disappointment. I say that's an understatement. I agree. But the Panthers are in the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. And I was about to say, but unfortunately they're going to lose to the Chiefs, but they actually win. Baker kind of seems like the hero of Carolina these days. But of course, we have to see the dev-ups, which we actually may have a few. Like Mike Williams, like I said, could be one. And he is, which is actually huge because he's 27, which isn't like old, but it's up there. Wide receiver of the year, obviously a nice win. What do you give him? Like mid in elite and like red zone threat? That's actually probably, yeah. That's what you give him. Thanks for telling us. And then defense, yes. The rookie who almost had Rookie of the Year, JT Woods, is a superstar. With that speed, he's a god already. Of course, looking at the corners, Bryce Callahan, kind of clutch getting to superstar. If he wants around $9 million, I'll probably bring him back anymore, I may have to let him go. Of course, Kenneth's, as of right now, the starting middle linebacker. But yeah, once again, this team is really insane. Can they just, like, get over the hump of not, I mean, just choking? Like, please stop choking. But over the hump of that 8-9 win mark and just get to the damn playoffs already. Like, I'm not even, like, trying to, like, play up for the video or something. Like, it actually pisses me off seeing 5 straight losses from a team that should be good. Bryce Callahan, like we said, we could use that cornerback. I mean, if he doesn't want to, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, congrats on going to Superstar. Wish him the best of luck. He does hop around a lot of different teams now, and we're kind of asking him to do something a little out of his comfort zone, if you will, so, you know, it's for the best, probably. Although I say that, and it really wasn't as out of his comfort zone, because he became a freaking superstar, so. Of course, Tom Brady, who should be retired after year 1, doesn't, and he's in there. Melvin Gordon, Jason Kelsey, Odell Beckham, don't really need any of those names. Gronk is obviously retired, and if he doesn't retire technically, I would say he's probably going to go back to Brady, right? J.C. Treader, it's kind of an interesting name, but yeah, I mean, I can't really bet on Jason Verrett, right? Bryce Callahan clearly wants to test free agency, but injury proneness is not something we should be betting on right now. And I really want to get Ronnie and put him at middle linebacker, but we've seen it too many damn times. Also, I think this team needs to spend no more money on defense. I think they need to draft themselves into back into success, if you will. Although Akeem Hicks is pretty interesting, dude. So we offered a couple of contracts, pretty much all like really small deals. I'd be surprised if we got one of them. And we got him. We offered a 3-year, $7 million deal for Troy Pride to be our slot corner. Of course, he's not super spectacular, and there's a chance, you know, maybe he wouldn't even have made it in the league at this point. But, of course, a 3-year, 7, you got some guarantees, like $2 million guaranteed in there, I think. And then Bjorquez, of course, I don't follow all of the contract signings and whatnot of punters and kickers, so I apologize if he's on some team in like a 4-year deal or something at this point, but, you know, these punters have been really swapping teams a lot lately. Jerry Tillery. I don't think so, pal. All right, so we're in the draft, and we have pick number 13. Now, when you're looking at this, you're thinking offensive line, right? But when you have a pick at 13, I think you need to go with best available pick in general. And it's going to be hard not to grab Darnell Washington here. I mean, we have Paris Johnson, Nolan Smith. We have Miles Murphy. I was coming into this thing thinking automatically, I'm going for a damn lineman. I don't care. And then I was like, wait a minute. We were 8 and 9. We actually have a decent pick here. And as you can see here, it's not that easy. Malachi Moore being there is really tough as well. But I think Asante probably could develop as our new number 2 corner. We also do have Troy Pride as the number 3. Safety obviously is not a need for us. O-line, it's tough because I think you grab a guy like Paris Johnson and you're locked up for good. But you also do have Darnell Washington, like I said. The problem with this is, as far as realism goes, Everett was actually really good. But at the same time, you know, like how long could he last? I'm really thinking you take Darnell Washington. Although Nolan Smith would be pretty sick as well. You know what, screw it. We're going to take Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington it is. Hidden development rate, 6'7", 84 speed, 87 excel. I think Everett's going to surprisingly be the number 2. So we trade 45, 109, and Michael Davis to the Bears for 33. Obviously, they need as much corner help as they can get. And we will end up taking Mr. Parks here with 33, which will be a huge win for our offensive line. Obviously, plug-and-play right tackle for us, 88 strength, hidden development trade. By far the best remaining. I was going to go and wait for the other 2 tackles to go, and then I was like, you know what? None of them are even close to as good as Walter Parks based on, you know, the potentials. And then I don't know if we have the ability to trade up one more time, but I'm kind of thinking we trade up once we're down to either the DT that I like or the middle linebacker or outside linebacker, if you will, that I like. Oh, Peyton Wilgar, the guy they always tell me to draft. Nick Herbig. The guy that I'm looking at is probably Trenton Simpson or Pickens, the DT. But I'm feeling like one of them is going to go very soon here. And I really don't want to trade up this high, but so far so good. Actually, not terrible. Caden Wallace is one of the tackle choices. Keep it going. Everyone just keep it going. We can hold off as long as possible. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. Keep it going. No one worry about anything. And there goes Trenton Simpson. Now, I will admit, as far as who I wanted the most of the two, it would have been Trenton Simpson, but Pickens is still there. Oh, he is not as good as I thought he was. I scouted him up even more, and okay, never mind. Maybe I won't trade up. Wait, maybe it's Jalen Carter? I can't even tell if that's true. Also, not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that can get to the quarterback. I trade up for Alfred Collins. I don't think I've ever even drafted this guy either, so this will be a new name. We're going to go with the Dallas Cowboys and trade up for Alfred Collins, who is probably the perfect player. He's a perfect player for us right now, if he's at least good. His build looks pretty damn good, and I'm just hoping for the best at this rate. Fifth round. That's not going to go. Oh, it went. In fairness, that is a very high fifth. And if we do suck again, which we could, it's actually not terrible. You're moving to like, what, 16 spots? There he is, Alfred Collins, 6'5", 300 pounds, 22 years old, a B power move, 35 bench press reps, and he's decently athletic, hoping for the best. Normal development trade, but once again, I was really mainly worried about the age, which is fair enough, 22, and his athleticism, slash just combine slash pro day is really good, so happy with that. And now we move on to the 6th. We are missing a little bit for next year, but I think we landed some good starters this year. The tight end was a little bit more of a want than a need, but it is also something we're thinking about for the future regardless. I've never developed this guy. I want him. Brew McCoy. I've never developed him, and honestly, with the top 2 wide receivers we have being kind of taller, probably won't develop him again. But 6th round said day 3 was still there. I was like, screw it. We really do need a middle linebacker, but I do not think that's possible here. Who's Andre Carter the second? He's huge. 6'7", and I don't even know who the hell this is, but D. Winters, he had a 4.59 40. I'm going to grab him. Decently fast. Jumping is awful. Change of direction is even worse when you compare, the averages. You're like, that number is not worse. It's like, yeah, but, it's like 85 agility when you're supposed to be in the 90s is awful, but, 83 catching is pretty damn good, right? I did it. I did it. I freaking did the thing. Of course, the tight end, a 78 overall. I suppose it doesn't really matter if we... This guy thinks he's a god at catching in traffic. He's a beast. A little bit on the slower side, but we have ourselves a monster tight end. And like I said, the dev doesn't matter because we're just going to start him right away. I don't even care at this point. Superstar development trade. 89's not terrible. I'm going to put him at 85, though. Ooh, actually, I can't. I'm almost... I almost forgot. Okay, relax. I was thinking about him the whole time. I was just like, 85 is such a sick number. I was like, wow, it looks even better in this uniform. Why is that? But yeah, our left end, 68 overall. Could still get like a dev up or something, but he is really not worth that trade up at all. But either way, he's probably going to start because that's how desperate we are. And then Walter Parks will... I called him Walter multiple times. It's Walker Parks. Okay, will start as well. This guy is just awful. He's just not good. So the year 2 team is looking like this. Pretty much all 90s in the skill positions. Tight end won't be too far behind. O-line, maybe Corey Linsley you have to worry about, but it's kind of seeming like we have the entire offensive line set for the rest of this as well. And, I mean, even Corey Linsley, to be honest, really more of a question of finances, probably, if anything. But looking at the defensive side of things, middle linebacker, we definitely need to grab at least 1, maybe 2. And then interior of the D-line, we really did not do a great job there. Alfred Collins does have potential, though. He's 6'5", 300 pounds, 87 strength. Very athletic. Okay block shed. Power move has potential there as well. But we'll have to see how he performs. Interior of the D-line, like we said, though. And obviously middle linebacker. Everything else, though, is pretty much set. The tight end, maybe not a position we absolutely needed to address, but... Even if, Everett were to play well again, he would have been 29 star, maybe an 80, 81 overall at best. Can you really give him a 4-year deal worth like 35 mil? Probably not, right? So it's better to replace him with an even better talent, at least on the surface. And that's exactly what we did. Hey, here it is. Here it is, no looking back. Justin Herbert is now an X Factor. I always like to, make sure that, the game's not glitched out or anything. So we're going to take a look at his numbers. And, yep, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a dub. But, of course, Alfred Collins can't freaking get his thing. Derwin James, that is on the low side. Looking at what some of the guys that are out there now are making... this is a steal, but he is injury prone. He hasn't played super well for us, so I think we're going to probably do something like a 6-year worth 17 per. We're going to do 100 on the nose, which would be like 15.5 per, which I think is fine when you consider the fact that it's 6 years worth of guarantee. So, he's set more than some of the other guys that are getting 4 or 5 year deals. So it's still a good contract for us. It's a great contract for him. Nasir Adderley is asking for next to nothing, but at the same time, we are going to be broke soon, I imagine. I think the moment we have a chance to go to Corey Linsley, we're almost having to, as he, of course, is just somebody that kind of can be expended, whereas we could be losing other guys like Keenan Allen or something that, we can't lose those guys. Also, Fish McWilliams, am I being trolled here? What's going on? Of course, Tillery we're going to let go. It's just too much money for a guy that's just not good. Here we are, headed to the playoffs, and this time we are in with also the lead in the division. So, of course, the rest didn't really look super, super great, but they obviously made it themselves 10-7, 11-6. But we were able to do this with the same exact scheme. Well, technically not the same exact scheme. I changed the offense to vertical zone run, but it's still the Chargers' offensive playbook. And Herbert did have a better season, and so did Eckler. So vertical zone run changed that much for the team. Palmer, oh, wait a minute. Palmer at number 3, why is he doing way better than Mike Williams? Of course, Darnell Washington went off almost 1,000 yards and 1 touchdown away from 10 touchdowns, but still really good numbers, obviously. O-line was decent. Once again, Zion Johnson for a guard has given up a little bit too much sacks for my liking, but whatever. Finally, both guys are over double digits. The interior, once again, pretty awful. Pick totals, J.C. Jackson went off. Could be an X factor, which is huge because he's on a pretty long-term deal here. I think he has still probably about 3 more years left. Derwin, is okay. Hopkins, 19 for 25. And then Bjorquez, 51-yard average for his net. And then what about the yearly awards? Where was Herbert? Herbert got to be up there this time. Thank you. Number 9, of course, Eckler, number 8. As far as the other awards go, rookie awards, nothing to be seen. Who do we even have? Yeah, Alfred Collins, and then the tight ends plus an offensive lineman. Herbert at number 3, which should be Pro Bowl worthy. Eckler at number 2, which is Pro Bowl worthy, maybe even an X factor. Wide receiver at number 6, and Mike Williams doesn't make the list because he was actually the 4th best receiver we had. O-line at number 7 and 8. Defensive line, obviously not. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, both Pro Bowlers, it would seem. J.C. Jackson, obviously Pro Bowler, as he was the best DB. And then kicking, not even on the list. And, of course, you got to scrape and fight against this division all the way until the playoffs. And then once you reach the playoffs, you have to do it again as you're playing against the Denver Broncos. I just want us to not have to deal with them. That's all I asked for. Colts moving on. Might not have to face them, though. Could be someone else. Regardless, starting off 0-0, we get 7 right before the second quarter. Denver will get points. Offense is looking pretty bad, but the defense is holding up about as much as possible. There you go. Touchdown before half. Now leading by 7 midway through the third. Still by 7. Denver's looking like they're going to score. They do. Offense is doing absolutely nothing here. Defense back against their heels again. And it looks like the team is choked. I mean, this is absolutely considered a choke, without a doubt, obviously. But we're going to try and, push them back further if we can on a run commit. Derwin James and company. And we're just going to let him have the outside. And as you can see there, pretty dumb decision because he probably could have just ran straight up and got way more. But it is what it is. Love that we ran that and couldn't get there, though. It's beautiful. And, of course, you pretty much have to run commit anyways. Like, why would you throw it on first down or second down, whatever you want to call it? Wow, this defense sucks. Like, the defense is held up, but, like, how are they so bad in this situation? We know it's a run. We even run commit up the middle, and we're not getting the stop. They're gaining yards. Finally, but once again, it's not going to matter. Also, wait, was I reading the wrong side? How do we have time to work with here? I'm so confused. Also, how is that not an ice? Westry, the 6'4" corner, could not get there. What was that? Did they only have one timeout and we had 3 the whole time and I just wasn't paying attention? I don't even know. It just went down. They're going to kick it kind of short, which honestly, probably a bad idea. Well, we lost some time and got back to the 25. I don't understand how the hell that's possible, but it is. Keenan Allen to the outside. He's a freak. Mike Williams, I think I would rather have him on the outside and then, you know, maybe take that corner shot jump ball look. And we're not even get that. Please, Mike, don't catch this. Thank you, Mike. Mike is too damn good at catching the ball. Why are they even showing the kicker? It's literally over. It's literally, there's zero chance. Of course, super strong arm. But I don't think anyone's getting this 75 yards out there. He doesn't even get it close. Mike, catch the damn thing. How did he not get it up there? Wow! Herbert was bad. 114 yards in a playoff game. Of course, Russell wasn't much better. Technically worse. What happened? These offenses were awful. The defenses crushed them, but of course we lose. So it doesn't hurt them. It's like, oh, we'll have to get back to it. For us, it's like, wow, you just got absolutely destroyed, Herbert. That was embarrassing. I don't care how young he is. FBI, open up! That is a super... I don't want that soundbite out there, okay? I don't want to... but that is really embarrassing. That's really bad. But the Cowboys versus the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and the Cowboys win. Let's take a look at our DevOps. Eckler, please, if you don't mind. Yes, the whole red and the tight end on top of it. The whole damn team is red. The man's regressing at 28 years old. We just didn't expect several career sims where 35 was, they retired at 90 plus overall. Oh my lord. But Darnell Washington, known as called Daryl Washington, X Factor. So maybe we have been kind of underplaying or under-deving certain tight ends because, I mean, it was a good season, but I thought maybe he would have been a little short of X Factor. Of course, JT Woods is an X Factor. This guy has been killing it for us. And obviously, as you expect with all those interceptions, J.C. Jackson is an X Factor. Needs to get that zone coverage up, but really impressive nonetheless. Collins, I mean, he's 23. He's still got potential. They've developed him into an 80 power move guy, so not really going to worry about that too much. We are going to lose Tranquil, so middle linebacker is absolutely the #1 need. And then a right end, maybe even a left end, but right end for sure is the next step. But before we do anything like that, we do have to take a look at our contracts just to make sure there's not, somebody we won't be able to afford in the future without, releasing someone. So I don't want to get rid of guys like Corey Linsley just yet, but if, we can get rid of them to save some other player, obviously I would do it. So, I have a real thing against Corey Linsley for some reason. Oh, man. I really, I don't mind. It's just, I don't want to lose, skill positions, if you will, for centers, believe it or not. But, of course, looking at free agency, Lamar Jackson, what the hell even is this? He's in free agency. Terry McLaurin's in free agency. Deron Payne would be a great addition, but this team just cannot afford him. Kareem Hunt. Although, wait, so Deron Payne's 26. Just Sebastian Joseph Day is going to need a contract. Maybe we can afford him. I'm going to take a look. We definitely need a DT / middle linebacker, so if we can add something like that, that could be clutch. So yeah, Eckler needs a contract. Mike Williams needs a contract. Herbert needs a contract. Khalil Mack will be let go probably. Sebastian Joseph Day needs a contract. Murray needs a contract. Filer, actually, could probably get rid of him now. If I can, I'm going to get rid of him. Saved 6.5 mil, took a dead hit of 2, but honestly, if it was real life, we probably wouldn't take any dead hit. New kicker is needed. This guy, please be releasable. Kind of. I might actually just clear the pen because those guys obviously would be gone in real life. But yeah, looking at the money, Joey Bosa will go down a little bit in the future, but right now he is being paid a fortune. Keenan, fair enough. Mike Williams should be around the same price. What else do we have? Khalil Mack, we're going to have to let him go because right now he's actually only making 11. He's going to want like 20 per. Sebastian Joseph Day, this is why I want to go for Jeromepkr because we could probably afford both for this next season. And then when it comes down to it, Sebastian Joseph Day has been pretty bad for us, and we could just replace him with Duran. So it'd be kind of like a journeyman thing. Herbert, of course, is going to need a fortune. He's looking at 40 plus. Eckler's probably looking at like 14, maybe not 14, about 10 mil. We're going to get rid of this guy. So I'll allow one signing, and that's kind of it. And then we're probably going to end up drafting middle linebacker first round with an edge rusher second round because, once again, I don't think we can afford to keep Khalil long term. But you know what? With a rebuild like this, maybe we don't need it. Maybe we just win the Super Bowl right here. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy. But I think Anthony Johnson being 31, I could probably get away with like a 1 year 3. I mean, realistically, in real life, you'd probably take a 1 year 2. So I'm going to offer some real stupidly low contract. If he takes it, he takes it. He doesn't, he doesn't. All right, Jeromepkr, we need you, kind of. Our interior has been really bad, and you can see the way we played. Nice addition there. You can see the way we played that we desperately sucked at stopping the run. That's for sure. 5th-year option for Herbert. I suppose technically it's the smartest call. So we're going to go for it. Also a 5th-year option on Kenneth Murray, which will be an absolute no. And no matter what, at 21, we're going to get our guy. And now I have to decide who I want, though. Damn it, there's 2 of them. One I can guarantee is good. The other one, we're risking a little bit more. But I don't know because he is built a little bit better for what we actually need. So what we are looking at here is Mr. Fabian Gates. Once again, more proven with an A power move. He's 21, 6'5", 275, a 4'6", 840. You know, A play rec, A hip power, B tackle. Looks really good. Or you could go with Mr. Justin Chisholm, who we don't know as much about technically. He's a B block shed, B pursuit, A tackle. He's 22, 6'2", 4'4", I don't know if he's a pass rusher or a coverage guy, but we kind of need both anyways. But he's 22, so, I mean, this is tough. We've already got a guy like Joey Bosa who's kind of, you know, similar to Fabian Gates anyways, and it's worked out for him. So I'm going to go with the more proven guy. Fabian Gates is my guy. Hidden development trade, and 83 speed is not bad. That's not bad at all. Chisholm is still there, and it's pick 2 in the 2nd. I'm going to think about this one because we also have a guy... Oh, no, never. We're fine. We're fine. Never mind. Reggie Bowden is going to be our guy. We're going to go to like 14 and grab him, I think. That should be good enough. Wait, what about Barnes? Yeah, he's a little bit more raw. Super fast as well, though. But, yeah, we're going to go to Bowden. About 15. What about this guy? I mean, there are some pretty damn good linebackers. Obviously, he's blazing fast, but... Overall, I'm feeling good about our linebacker situation. Maybe even grab this guy. He isn't, I don't know if he's a pass rusher, but he's not looking too bad, but his coverage does suck. So, you know, there's that. But I like what we see here. Chisholm went all the way to 9 with the Bears. That is a steal. At least I assume it's a steal. He looks pretty damn good to me, I'll tell you what. We trade 53, Neiman, and 181. 2 of the Titans move up like 6 spots, which is not, you know, super high. And with this pick, we are likely going to be taking that first middle linebacker with that A zone coverage, which is freaky. I think he's automatically our number 2 right out of the gate. Reggie Bowden, 5'11", 234. And he's also hitting pretty good jumping as well. That's kind of the build you would expect an outside linebacker starting to look like, but... You know, we'll take it. We'll rock with what we got. Of course, it'd be nice to add another interior guy, even with Jeromepkr. Oh, never mind. Is he gone? Oh, no, he's still there. Kendall Kirkpatrick, A power move, 34 bench. The typical normal dev guy, but probably still worth it, right? But we don't absolutely need that right now, and I want to make one final trade up to grab that center if I can. You know, I'm always talking about it, getting rid of Corey Linsley, and here we are, potentially about to freaking do that. Pick 85 and a 4th next, is that? That seems pretty fair. Oh, yeah, it does seem pretty fair, because they're like, yeah, not fair enough. A little bit more, please. And they take it. We will be taking that center. And we're going to potentially finish off the perfect draft, perhaps. We'll see, because, of course, we have one more pick coming up. Yarborough is a tough guy to pass on, but Max Strong is pretty much just about guaranteed to be hidden. Yeah, I think he will be. Hidden development trait, 89 strength. Built literally for center. Wait, this Julius Keaton guy was like a 2-3, and they actually said that he was like the prospect spotlight. I'm curious to see, you know, how good he is. We also have Eric Ray, who's built like a power back, 21 years old, but has a 4.38 40. I'm going to move down to 21. If any of the players remaining are there, I'm going to take one. And they are. Eric Ray, the fast power back. Welcome to the team. Normal development trait, 91 speed, 91 excel, 85 agility. If that trucking's even like 78, 79, 80 even, that's a pretty good player. And I really want to trade up for this guy because he's fast, but he has an F release. That has been misleading in the past, though, because as you guys seen there, flash moment, a B run block for a guy that's 5'9", 180. I don't believe that, so I'm just going to make the trade up to the first pick in the 6th round. We need a speedster. At worst, who cares about his release when he's just a return man, right? So, I mean, if he's only good enough to be a return man, so be it. So one thing the Chargers have also had an issue with over the years is speed. They are a team lacking in speed. That trade probably wasn't even fair, to be honest, but they took it. It's a 6th and a 7th for a 6th-round pick, even though it's basically a 5th round. I don't care, dude. It's not my freaking issue. Dan Thompson, welcome to the squad, speedy little man. And he's hidden. Okay. It is a rare sight to see a hidden development trait player this late. I obviously was just going for the speed, and to be honest, he's a little slower than I would have expected, but 93 change of direction, jumping obviously sucks, 49 strength. I'm sure he has that B run block. I'm excited to see it. Well, we found ourselves our new number 3, I think. Although I will say, if he sucks, the hidden doesn't really help him, unless it's higher than star, which I would say the chances of that are basically 0. Let's take a look at our overall. 76, 71, 74, 67, and 68. Not bad. Fabian Gates, of course, will be replacing Khalil Mack next season. He is absolutely insane. I do want to still see Chisholm, though. Let's see. So, number 99, right outside linebacker with Superstar. That's a clutch draft pick, dude. Reggie Bowden of the automatic number 2. We didn't even get Anthony Johnson, I don't believe. So let's take a look at his dev. Not that it matters, because once again, he is going to be the number 2 to Kenneth Murray. Maybe even number 1 if we decide not to re-sign him. Star development trait, no real surprise there. The center, I actually don't care too much because he's literally not going to start, so we'll find out after the season's over. Eric Ray, wow, he's really good. He's like balanced as hell. He can juke, he can spin, he can truck, he can stiff arm. These backs are kind of goated. Also wearing number 21, might have to change that. Absolutely insane. Number 84 for my little Dobby here. Don't know what that hidden entails, but I suppose we'll find out. Once again, he's going to be the slot guy no matter what. So if we find out he's a superstar or an X Factor, it really doesn't matter. And yeah, as expected, star. A couple of other guys you wanted to see, though, specifically Chisholm, right? Like, Chisholm is chisholming at my mind here. I you know, kind of use that as the word chisel, but yeah, not really. 76 overall as well, and normal. So, yeah, if you're looking for a guy that's fast as hell, sure. Our guy is obviously way better. He's literally, you know, Joey Bosa versus Khalil Mack, but normal dev instead of, you know, superstar or X Factor. We did have a couple of other middle linebackers as well. Barnes, I think, was on our list. Normal development trait, so we made... I actually can't say we made the right call. I can't remember what our guy's hit power is, but this guy probably is better, even though he's normal dev. Because that hit power is something you just can't teach. Kirkpatrick, 71 overall. Thankfully, normal development trait, exactly how we expected. Great hip or power move, but normal dev, so it's going to take a while for him to develop. This guy was on our list as well, Jefferson. We literally went with all the players, the hidden version of all the players that we could have had, which is just awesome. Oh, here's Yarbrough, 72 overall, normal development traits. A pass rusher. Okay, I thought maybe there was a chance because that zone coverage was awful, but that's a pretty good pick for the Raiders. Sucks he's in our freaking division, but fair enough. And then the last player we wanted to see was that corner, if we can find him. Oh, there he is, actually. 69 overall. Keaton, normal development trait. Raw, catching sucks, but agility and jumping is pretty damn good for a corner. Usually corners have really crap jumping and agility, even when they're like first-round gods. All right, we had the roster for year 3. I was hoping maybe we would win one in year 2 and, you know, maybe win back-to-back, 3 in a row, something like that, but At this point, with guys like Keenan Allen potentially, regressing too far beyond saving, Eckler maybe kind of doing the same, but more importantly, can we even afford half this team? Honestly, the goal is just to win a Super Bowl at this rate. Screw worrying about winning multiple. We have such a great team that is going to only get worse from here on out at a lot of different positions. We have to just win. Forget about, like I said, trying to win multiple. The goal is just going to be to win one at this rate. Hey, there you go. Alfred Collins, roll the red carpet, baby. I have arrived. He's an anchor on this defense, I guess. Whatever you tell yourself, Alfred, baby. Now come and eat your dinner. There he is. All right, here we go. The worrisome time of signing players that are expensive and older. Mike Williams is an absolute must re-sign. We'll give him a 4-year, 74.5. It's kind of tough because, he got a 3 or 60 in real life, so we're technically giving him less here, but I guess he's 20. He's a little older now, but Austin Eckler, another guy that we'll just give the contract to, a 4-year, 37. Running backs get paid less. Him getting multiple contracts is already a dub for him. Khalil Mack, he's a good player, but we have a guy that's just as good, ready and waiting. Sebastian Joseph-Day has been awful for us. Kenneth Murray, he's 24. He's got potential. In real life, I really don't believe, there's a chance in real life. It's tougher because he is going to be good automatically, so I'm going to give him a 5-year, 48. As far as going forward goes, though, if, once again, talking about Corey Linsley, if we were to let him go at some point, because he's getting paid quite a bit, I think we can afford Herbert's, whatever massive deal, and I think we'll be kind of fine. We do have to pay Slater as well, though. Yeah, it'll be a tight one, but losing guys like Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph-Day, I think we'll be able to survive. Playoffs, pretty much a similar season to last year, losing the last game, but still making the playoffs, not getting the division title, but still, once again, when you're in, you have a chance. As far as the season goes, though, win-loss, 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 a couple of win streaks, thankfully more than a couple of loss streaks, but still not kind of where we would expect to be, but at the same time, with a division like this, I don't know if there's much better you can do. Obviously, we'd like to lower those picks a little bit, but overall, still a pretty good season. Eckler, worst season than last year for sure, but still a good one. Wide receivers, number 1 and 2 did really well. Darnell in Washington, still pretty good. And Dan Thompson entering the mix, looking pretty good. Eckler with about 500 yards receiving, which is great. Right tackle, pretty bad. Left tackle for Madden concerns, actually really solid. Linsley giving up a lot of sacks. I hate him. Of course, looking at the sack totals, Bosa with 15.5. Mack, don't get me wrong, it's not like he's not good. It's just I can't keep him on. We can't afford him. I don't know, dude. It is what it is. Maybe we can get a ring for him, though, here this season. Hopkins not actually that bad. Still probably going to let him go because of the age. And then Bojorquez with his best season on the team yet. Of course, award wins. Rookie of the Year for the slot receiver. Okay, that's a little bit of a surprise. And no other award wins, it appears. Well, playing against the Patriots, I can't remember if we lost to them or beat them, but we definitely played them recently. I'm not sure how that helps anyone, but I said it. Mac Jones and the Patriots trying to make my sadness continue. Can it be a year 3 Super Bowl win? Come on, year 3 or 4, that's our sweet spot, especially with a good team. But once again, we are getting worse. We're going to be losing Khalil Mack. We're potentially going to lose Keenan Allen soon. Some of the other guys are only getting worse with age, not getting better. 10-14. Defense is doing about as well as they can. We finally get a lead. Now up by 6. The Patriots up by 1. Offense is doing nothing. Defense giving up a touchdown, and I don't know if that was a short field. 3rd and 8. A penalty on the offense, which will now make it a 3rd and 14. This team is kind of trash somehow. I don't understand how the offense is so bad. Kind of running out of time, and there goes Mike Williams, the big man, not going down to the 37-yard line. But still, they have to get in for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Going backwards. 2nd down, nothing showing. 1-yard line. What a play to Mike Williams, I would assume, because it showed his number up there, his name. They get the touchdown, but not the 2 points. No onside kick, and on the very first run, when they know it's a run, they give up 7. This is why we brought in Daron Payne, for situations like this. Come on, boys. Make the play. And we missed. Kenneth didn't. From the 33 now, probably a 3rd and 2 for the playoffs. Gotta run commit again. Come on, Woods. Can't get there, but he gets the help. And there will be one last chance. Field goal to the win. We obviously know that the clock will automatically disappear instantly if we let the game sim it out, but we will let the AI kick if we get a chance for them to kick. As Bidet, very big actually, gets to the 30. Play really didn't work for us last time. We had to try and win it, but here it is anyways. I gotta say, though, the tight end is looking so slow. I get it, he's huge, so maybe that's why, but he doesn't really look that fast, I'll be honest with you. What a throw under pressure, though. Vertical wide drag, maybe the tight end will actually be our choice. Once again, we do have Eckler. And we do have the wide receiver. We have Y, but once again, this team is so slow. I just can't trust them. And this is going to be a streak from Washington, who is so damn slow. But regardless, he should be able to get open. He does. Not that open, but look at off. Look at him go. He broke the tackle. Run. He's in. Talking crap about the size, but the size kept him up. That was literal Gronkowski mode with the number, with the size and everything. Oh, that's beautiful. That is the longest play I've ever had on all Madden with someone his size and speed. I actually just can't believe how bad this team is, though. Like, how is this team not winning the Super Bowl every year? And, oh, I should have went in to see the Hail Mary, but it doesn't matter. As we're moving on to the divisional round, beating the Patriots barely. Definitely had to play a big hand in that, of course. There's so much talent on this team. I just don't get it. Like, there's just no one even as close to as talented as this team right now, and yet here we are struggling to win playoff games. Hell, struggling to get to the playoffs. Speed upgrade for Derwin, +2 to zone, and also now maxed out. Divisional, who is it against? Probably the Chiefs. The Steelers. Once again, a lot of these teams have kind of caught up in overall with us because we're kind of peaking here at 91, maybe 92 overall. Don't really see us getting too much better than this. And then the team that is going to be waiting for this matchup will either be the Bengals or the Chiefs, which is no easy task either. Just like last game, off to an awful start. And just like last game, kind of turning it around, but giving up so many points. I don't understand how, but here we are all tied up at 24. The Steelers getting 3 points, come on offense. 4th and 8, they throw it away. This game sucks. A throwaway on 4th and 8. Jesus, with the sim of this game. Of course, I don't even know where we're running. I think we're in zone. Got to back up. Can't give that up. Look at this. Look at this. Jesus, Bosa. You want to pay attention to the contain. Either way, though, a touchdown would give us the lead. A little bit different than last game, though, whereas, you know, there's a bit of time this time. Maybe let the AI actually try to win it themselves for once, as the kick will be up and good. 6-point deficit. Although I can't feel too great about it because it's 3rd and 8. They gained 0 yards in 2 plays. Why are they constantly going backwards? Sacked. With this line. I mean, I suppose this line isn't that good, but still. I mean, like, I don't understand the theory of, like, that. Of course, the tight end, he is kind of a freak. He's so huge and fun to use. That's what your mother said last night. Oh, 4th and 2. I didn't realize we were that close. I was like, do you guys want to not give me run calls, please? Thank you. And of course, they're just like, oh, they're running the ball. We know this. It's like, really? How did you figure that out? You guys must be experts. And McKitty, they gave it to us. I didn't think he got that. They're not going to review it either. I couldn't call a timeout because we need to save it. I didn't think he had this. And I am blind. Eckler's open for a touchdown. Oh my God. I had a predetermined left side because I saw so many players coming on that side. I had to look away. He's literally open for a touchdown, dude. No way. I still also think this is a bad call. Where's the line? The line to gain, it's not even close. Wait. Hold. Wait. Oh my God. Imagine you lose a game. Like, we continue the drive and win the game because whatever this is just happened. Look. What is that? Actual mind juggling. Gotta throw it away. There's just nowhere to go with B. And once again, this team is so damn slow, like I said. There's nowhere to go with B. Couldn't get Keenan because he got bumped on the end of his route, which, of course, is not legal, but, you know, who cares? Screw it, we're going to give it to the big boy. Oh, he didn't even... Okay. Let's get to line and spike it if we can. We need that timeout. We really need that timeout. 16 seconds from the 44. It's not even just about physically needing the timeout, but it's also about having the timeout so they can't just cover the sidelines, you know? The middle of the field needs to exist. I mean, you got to take that, right? Like, it's technically one-on-one. Of course, Mike Williams, who's 6'4", can't get up there. The corner got to it first. How is the corner getting this? What? This is the longest playoff game ever. Come on, Mike! You can't be getting jump balled by Fenton. Null. Of course, we do not want to waste that timeout either, so we are going to try our best to find something in the middle to make it a little bit more obtainable. Mike Williams holds on. It'll be a first down, but it doesn't really matter because it's the last play. 3 seconds and a dream. We're trying to get a little wild with it. Oh, crap. So I think Keenan's on a wheel, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Uh-oh. He has the chance. He dropped it, and it was picked. What is wrong with this game, dude? I get it's Minka, right? He's a good player, but was anyone else open? Keenan would have been probably open for a touchdown there because I'm blind, but you do have Edmonds. He's pretty fast. I mean, that's a tough throw to get there. I think it's probably a touchdown if you get it there, but you can also make the argument that left side is kind of open as well. It doesn't get it to where it needs to go, but this look with a, like, max jump, like, catching in traffic guy isn't a touchdown. Hello? Hello? He literally doesn't defend. Hello? He literally doesn't defend it. He legitimately did not defend it. I'm like, he literally didn't defend. He didn't even get a hand in there. He actually didn't get a hand in there. Alfred, we literally were the better team and we couldn't win. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I honestly can't. Wait, what was even the score? 35-29? Huh? I don't know. But going to the Super Bowl, I actually just can't believe, like, we lose the game on a jump ball with a jump ball expert receiver, and then that team goes on to get smoked in the Super Bowl. The defender doesn't even jump. Like, he doesn't even get a hand in there. And we can't bring it down with 96 catch in traffic, 98 spec, 95 catch. What is honestly wrong with this game? Like, you just can't jump ball anymore. It doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. As far as dev-ups go, I think everyone that is either an X Factor or... Well, it's actually weird because everyone's an X Factor. There's nobody that's superstar. You're either an X Factor or you're a star, except for Gates, who will be the starter actually next season. Honestly, we could have probably ended the rebuild there because other than RNG, we can literally not be better this season based on roster talent. So, I mean, realistically, we should have just ended it there. But I guess we'll try 2 more seasons. Unless we win it this upcoming season, then I'm just out of here because EA Sim is starting to make me a little mad. So free agency, I didn't really care too much about it. I kind of just wanted to go to the Pro Day more than anything. Here are the league signings. We really can't spend any money if we want to stick it out with, you know, the majority of the good players left. Obviously, we lost Sebastian Joseph Day, Khalil Mack, but obviously you can see they're both lower overall anyways. Some of the remaining guys, Lamar Jackson. It wouldn't surprise me if I could actually get him on a super cheat. I did the Rashawn Gary one recently. I want to just test it with Lamar, and I want to even go even crazier. I want to try to give him the lowest possible offer. Seems like the lowest offer possible is a 7-year 103 with 0 guarantees. I'm just curious. Fifth-year options, I would imagine this is Rashawn Slater. It is. We do have to pay him a lot of money. So, I'm going to say no. It's going to be the same price anyways, so might as well just pay him long-term for the same price rather than wait and then have to pay him even longer for long-term. All right, so we have pick 26 in the draft. Our biggest need for sure is the interior of the defensive line. And then a future wide receiver wouldn't hurt, as Keenan Allen is probably going to be gone after this season, or just very bad if not. He's like an 89 overall now. He's probably going to be like an 85 maybe at best after this season is over. And Mike Williams is also regressing, so it's not a great time to be alive here in the Chargers wide receiver room, but still a chance to try and win a Super Bowl this year or the following year. And at this point, we're just going to keep going down until one of our two is missing. That might actually be him right there. And stuck he goes, so we will be... Oh, don't tell me, dude. Don't tell me the Raiders need a freaking D tackle. They don't, so... Oh, I was about to trade him that. Damn it, I'm going to try to give him something else. Here, take this 25-year-old right tackle, why don't you? I don't even know who the hell that is. But with that pick, we are going to grab Mr. Molden. I believe his name is, the defensive tackle. Not super great, but a B power move, B block shed. Very, very good athleticism. There's really not much better we can do, so I'm going to go Tevin Molden, who is hidden, actually, which is, once again, the most, like, normal dev position you can get. Usually you get a bunch of DTs that are good, but they're always normal, and you have to develop them further, similar to the left end we have, who's now star. But he's actually straight up hidden. A nice dub. Of course, this wide receiver is also very interesting as he looks so good. But once again, wide receiver is a future need. That defensive lineman is a very much so right now need. And we also did have a guy with literal game-breaking speed. 4.24 with a grade 3 coming in 20-yard shuttle. Could be like freaking 97 speed perhaps, maybe higher. And even though we really shouldn't be trading up, pretty much the rest of our draft we're going to 58 and 90 for 33. It's not quite the same, but remember what happened with the Rams trading away all their draft capital for players that they feel were going to be guaranteed now good players. It worked out for them, and I think that's what's going to work out for us with Sally. Of course, that release sucks, but B catching traffic, B catching blazing speed. Looks like a great player. We're going to hope for the best. Okay, so not only is he normal dev, but it's also a mad scam. I don't understand how a 4.24 40 with those the Excel drills is 95 speed. But sure, he's still really fast. And then we're going to grab a 6'3" safety who doesn't look super promising, but looked a little more athletic than that, what I thought. But suppose if we're going to have an 84 and an 82 Excel and agility, if it's going to be some sort of athleticism, you wouldn't want it to be speed. So, sort of saved, not really saved. Kind of a bad draft pick, but regardless, take a look at our overalls, and I suppose we did land that hidden DT, see what his dev is like. And yeah, I mean, the wide receiver did have 75 overall, which is still pretty good. Molded is going to be our new right end, so let's put him there while we're at it. Kind of didn't even glance at his abilities, but it is what it is. We know he's a starter. It's kind of all that matters, and his dev is sadly only hit star, but regardless, good player. Max Sally. I will obviously admit that the player I wanted the most out of those wide receivers was obviously Clark, especially since we're losing, Keenan Allen probably very soon. He's a bigger body guy, similar to, Mike Williams and whatnot. So a little bit of a disappointment, but obviously still a decent receiver, and he'll have a chance to sit back up. Of course, only a few picks before that, Mr. Clark did go 74 overall. Of course, he was hitting 90 speed at 6'5". That is kind of painful, to be honest. But, of course, no aggressive catch, which is just so hilarious because he's 6'5". Let's take a look at what that dev looks like. It is star. I thought, honestly, it would have been a little bit better than that. And I think there was another wide receiver. His name was Robinson. I went 17. I can't even be mad about that. Then Alex Robinson, 6'4", with 93 speed, 92 Excel. That's a little busted. Give me like better than AJ Green vibes with the dev of superstar. That's a good player. Who would have thought it would have taken at least 4 seasons to win a Super Bowl with the Chargers? And like I said, at least, because we may not win it this year, and we usually do 5 at max, so we may not even win it next year even, which would be crazy. But if we couldn't win it last year, I'm not sure how or why we would win it this year. Maybe the other teams got a little bit weaker than us, but yeah, I mean, Gates is the new starting outside linebacker. I will say, as far as his number 1 pass rush ability being 88 power move, he technically is a better pass rusher than Khalil Mack. Of course, I think his speed went up 1 as well. He's 84 speed. It's looking actually pretty primed. If Bowden could take the next leap this season, same with Collins. Molden has a really good start to his rookie year, perhaps. You know, it is a team that could technically go down as a better team than last year, just based on the fact that, once again, you have a guy like JT Woods being 90 overall, and, you know, obviously Gates can really develop quickly here for us with him being a superstar already, and like I said, 88 power move already. So there's a chance, but, I mean, how much more time do we have as, once again, Keenan's going to be gone because of regression, and Mike Williams isn't too far behind already. Of all the wide receivers to be impressed with, it's the one I don't care about long term. All right, here it is. The Doom. Rashawn Slater wants a 5-year 115. JT Woods a 5-year 63. Keenan, you're going to be gone. Asante, he really hasn't developed that well, so I probably will give him less than like a real-life counterpart. But obviously the number one you have to get rid of or get to is Justin Herbert, a 7-year 266, which is 38 mil, and I think that's, I mean, probably where he should be at this point. You know, in real life, if he keeps playing the way he is, it's going to be higher than that, but as far as Madden goes, you know, putting up 18 interceptions, 18 there, 39 and 10, if he continued that pace, it's good seasons, but it's not like, you know, top 3 in the league even. So, you know, I like where he's kind of headed this year, even though the touchdowns are a little low, but he's not putting up that crazy of years, I suppose. Of course, with JT Woods, a 6-year 76.6, probably is even on the low side, if you will. Asante Samuel, once again, he has developed extremely slow, so I'm probably going to do a 6-year 70, even though, once again, he is a cornerback, so you would expect him to be paid automatically high just because. Salyer is a really low contract here. Let's see what his finesse blocking does suck. And so does his run block in general, his pass block. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep him long term, but I'm not going to pay him that much because that overall is misleading. Really, really misleading. As far as Spiller goes, his yards per carry average, oh wow, this year he's actually doing pretty damn well, but normally he's pretty average, right? So like a 4-year 15 maybe wouldn't be terrible for backup. Let's give him a 4-year 20, why not? Just to be fair. It's good money for a guy that probably could start somewhere. And then Rashawn Slater, I can't do a 6-year on that kind of money anyways. A 5-year 116. Really? What? Over 20, what is that, like 24 per? I like literally just gave him like 23, 24 per. Gonna lose Keenan, which is a huge L, but there's not really much we can do about it. Kicker punter, we'll see. But it appears we have lived another day. And as usual, we choke hard. We do finish with a win, but we still end up losing the division. We lost 2 games right when it mattered the most. The Chiefs, though, definitely choked harder than us as they started off 5-0 and ended up losing a bunch of games at some point. You can see 6-0, and then win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They finished really strong. We didn't finish off so strong, but we still finished with 12 wins, which is, I mean, really, really nice. Let's take a look at the numbers. Justin Herbert, perfect timing for us to give him that great contract, but not, you know, at this point in the future, we could see quarterback deals, you know, the top 5 being like 45 per, like as like kind of the basis. So 38 per is actually kind of a steal for us. Eckler's decent. Mike Williams did pretty well. Keenan falling off. Darnell Washington is like one of the best tight ends in the league at this point. Dan Thompson, not bad. And then Eckler played his part as that kind of dual threat guy. Darnell Washington, though, especially actually using him, he is a lot of fun. 2 change of direction there, which is actually pretty big for a guy this big. 85 speed. I mean, he's insane. Look at the blocking. Like he's so good. Oh, his injury, stamina, and toughness sucks, though, which is great to know. But tackles both giving up 13 sacks each. I'm glad that our left tackle got paid all that money to do that. Gates was terrible, but maybe Bosa stole some because with Mack, who is quote-unquote better based on the sack totals, He played worse with Bosa, or Bosa played worse with him, so it only makes common sense that maybe he did steal from Gates, like I said. Daniel Carlson, 15 of 15. That probably deserves a contract, just going to be honest with you. This has got to be our year. It has to be our year. Let's go to yearly awards. Well, I mean, it has to be our year in the sense that I feel like we can't get any better. Molden with Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't even remember what the hell he did. Maybe a bunch of tackles for a loss. Bosa, best linebacker. But as far as like performances go and actual roster talent, it's definitely not one of the best we've had. Houston, who went from maybe I think it was pick 1 overall to the playoffs. Shout out to them. Also, shout out to the free bye week they're giving us right here. The thing I don't like, though, is it seems like we're trying to be a running team, yet we're really not built to run the ball, it seems. You know, we run the ball a ton, and our yards per carry average is one of the worst in the league for a starting running back. 10-7. It's almost like Spiller should be the starter, but nice run, ironically enough, for a huge rushing touchdown. 24-10, fourth quarter. The Texans aren't making it easy on us, but unfortunately for them, it will be a little too late. Not by much, but a little too late, and we will move on to the divisional round, thankfully. But what does that even mean? When we're putting up performances like this against the Texans, bro, 50% passing against that team? Who do they even have on defense? Who? Like, who? Do you guys see anyone with a good... This guy is on their team. We literally let him go. They have no one. Look, one of their best defenders was Will freaking Fuller. I honestly don't know who the hell they have. Like, how are we... I don't know. We're done for this. This team is doomed. I honestly don't know who the hell they have. Regardless, head of the divisional. Who are we facing off against? The Patriots. Love this team. This is a fun team to play against. They are an 89 overall. We're 93, but our overall obviously doesn't mean a damn thing. It's the Colts and the Chiefs. I know we at least lost to the Chiefs once, but if we win this game, let it be the Colts. I don't care if it's a freaking, Mickey Mouse Super Bowl victory or Super Bowl trip even. Just let it be. Of course, will it matter as, once again, the Patriots here giving us a bit of a fight, 24-13, 24-19. They miss an extra point, it seems. 27-19. All we needed was any score at all. And instead, with 3 minutes left, huge 3rd and 9 conversion, actually. We may be able to walk off with a victory. Are they actually going to do the thing? Overtime. Yes, of course. Why would you kick the field goal? Why would you want to do that? We're going to go for the field goal here. It could be unrealistic, but at this point, I don't care. I'd probably just force the win, but I just kind of want to win the game. This play comes up a lot, by the way. Like, is that why this team loses? Underneath, who else? And he drops it. Yeah. But I say, who else but the guy that is literally the last target on the team drops it with his little skinny Skeletor arms. Great. And a huge passing play there. I'm done. Okay, so before I, lose all of the integrity here... Integrity Farms. Let's take a look at, did we even attempt a field goal? Oh, here we go. And we decided to run out of time. Okay, well, I'm going to back out and force the win because I am getting sick and damn tired of this trash game doing that. And let it be known, I do call it out when it's going to hurt the other team, and I do kind of let it slide usually, but this hurts us way more than it helps us. It's probably like 9 out of 10 times it's against us rather than in our favor. Dog crap game. You got 23 seconds left. You're running it to set up the field goal, and you run out of time? How dumb do you have to be? And of course, the Colts also winning against the Chiefs. Watch this be... they had to beat a couple of teams to get here, but watch, this will be the team that beats us. We have a golden opportunity here to make it to the Super Bowl, and this will be, watch. Just watch. All right, going to the end of the game. Bunch of shadowy effects. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it. 10-7. Still 10-7. 17-7. Still 17-7. Halftime score. I'll take it. If you want to keep it this way, I'm cool with it. Colts are kind of struggling to score. They do get 3. So are we, though, to be fair. But defense has given us enough to relax with, and we will be moving on to the Super Bowl. The Colts are a team that just aren't there yet. I'm sorry, they just aren't. They have a rookie quarterback, dude. If we would have lost to a rookie quarterback, I would have rioted. Of course, Joey Bosa with 3.5 sacks. DeForest Buckner was decent, but not Joey Bosa decent. Our kicker was perfect. Punting was, wow, nice. 58 average on 3 punts. That's kind of nuts. Here it is. The Saints in the Super Bowl, 89 overall. Their record was pretty iffy on top of it. We wouldn't have had any dev-ups on offense, but Keenan's a 90. 93 for Mike Williams. 97 for Eckler. 98 for Herbert. The offensive line is solid. I mean, I just don't understand how we're not far and away better than every other team. Of course, Kenneth Murray, was he always superstar? Did he just get to superstar, or am I just stupid? Yeah, he did just get to superstar. All right, here it is. Potentially the last game of the rebuild. I'm hoping. They're walking through the Gatorade. This must be a good game. They've got the Gatorade in front of the walkout tunnel. Please watch your step. Okay, everyone is spawned. Okay, this is going to be a great Super Bowl, obviously. What the hell even is that? Of course, you would expect wacky things that come when you're losing, or, well, I mean, hopefully not going to lose. You're playing against a team that was under 500 in the regular season. Yes, that's the team we're facing against, and we can't score points on. We finally did, though. 7-10, 14-10 at half, 17-14 is a very close game so far. Not in our favor so far, though. As you can tell, they have the momentum. Although here they are moving. They're slowly moving. And this time they didn't waste any time. We're wasting a lot of clock. I bet you the clock's running here. The clock is running, dude. I got to spam the timeout so that 20 seconds doesn't go away, despite the fact that we have 3 timeouts. And not even just that, but it's like we have 3 timeouts and all we need is a field goal. If you have 3 timeouts, you need a touchdown. Okay, maybe you're thinking, okay, we need these timeouts a little bit later. No, I mean, we just need to get to the field goal line. Like, what are we doing? And the tight end is literally naked. That is a big fella. If this was not me playing, they would have, of course, obviously, decided to waste the clock. Going under center, McKitty, could you imagine? Although we're kind of intersecting with Keenan. That's all right, though. As we have Mike Williams, and they kind of get beat by it to the 18-yard line. Even though it doesn't seem like Justin Herbert wants to win a Super Bowl, I do, so I'm just going to play it out. I don't care. I'm going to the big man again. Oh, wow. Who is number 32? Is that James Pierre? How is he making that? I want to see this back. How is he making that play? Like, he's clearly not covering the inside and somehow just gets his eyes back. I don't even know. Good play, I guess. 2nd and 10. Still plenty of time. Oh, Mike is winning. Mike is winning, and Herbert misses a throw, being paid $38 million per year. Nice. We go from super offensive to run, which I kind of agree with because we suck. You wouldn't want to get too dangerous when you don't technically need the first down or the touchdown, but I just want to win the game. And that's the tight end. There he is. Big man is in. I'm telling you, he's the most fun player you could have. He's just a giant. Look at the legs. He could literally kill you with those. Watermelon crush. Exactly. Perfect throw. Right on the money. In. Touchdown. Probable Super Bowl champions. I can imagine they're going to, especially with, the timeout thing is pretty bad. Of course, they're going to go for Hail Marys only when they have plenty of time to try and attack the middle of the field. Good job, I guess. That spin move did not work. The club move, getting a piece of them. They have the timeouts if they can catch it. Unfortunately for everyone, nobody can. Grayson McCall, also the quarterback. I kind of want to see Joey Bosa in action. See if we can get a speed rush off the edge and then cut inside. Well, maybe don't need to. Oh, kind of gets chucked. That ball is terrible. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. And even though he doesn't need to return it, he's going to run out of bounds for the win of a Super Bowl. Comes to L.A. to get paid, get respected, and be their starting free agent guy. And he's the one to win it on the interception. Of course, it was pretty much over at that point regardless. But still impressive nonetheless that it's him that comes away with the pick. Sadly for Khalil Mack, he has left at the worst time possible. Can never win a ring. He's never going to win one. I don't care. He keeps leaving the teams Besides the Bears, of course, right when they're good. You know, the Raiders now in real life, primed to maybe make their run at a Super Bowl. Obviously, we just made the Super Bowl and won it. Unfortunate for him, but you know what? We don't care. All right, we don't care. Of course, Super Bowl champions. Can't ask for much more. I kind of skipped that. Sorry, but I don't care. It was taking too long. I honestly forgot whether he did it or not. It was so long. Austin Eckler, pretty bad to be honest. Kamara, pretty good. Of course, backups, didn't really seem like there was much there. 35-yard long with a 7.0 average is actually kind of insane. Mike Williams, 177 yards. Keenan Allen with 2 touchdowns. Keenan at least didn't leave, you know, before he won that Super Bowl. Kenneth Murray and J.C. Jackson with interceptions. And it's a success. Big, great success. We will now, of course, do what we usually do, which is beg for likes and subs. Please, we're going to take a look at the roster, obviously, see how we fared in the development process. Mike Williams, of course, kind of regressing in the speed and all that. Deep route sucks, but for way he's built, it's perfect, right? Great catching, short and medium routes, pretty damn solid. Release is solid. I mean, he can, jump decently well. Yeah, of course, has mid and elite and red zone threat. What else do we have? Austin Eckler, a guy that we'd like to maybe be able to carry the ball with a little bit more force, but still amazingly elusive, very fast. You know, route running and all that's decent. Face is looking really weird in the game, but Justin Herbert, obviously an amazing player. 98 throw power, pretty much 98 across the board for everything. Break sack sucks, but I mean, who gives a crap about that, to be honest? I honestly don't want my quarterbacks to break sacks because that's usually when turnovers happen, right? But 87 speed for Keenan, still a really good route runner across the board. His catching is still really good, despite the fact that, once again, he is obviously regressing due to age. Darnell Washington, my favorite player of this entire rebuild by far. 92 short route, 95 catching traffic, 91 catching, 85 speed, amazing blocking. Just an absolute tank. We didn't actually give him abilities, did we? I don't think he has any abilities other than, double me, short out elite. Route tech, why the hell not? O-line, Walker Parks. Not Walter. For some of you guys, I thought it was Walters. Idiots. Developed perfectly. You want your edge protectors to be finesse. His run and pass block looks pretty decent. Salyer, we already been over this. You do want your interior guys to be power, but it'd also be nice to have some of his regular blocking ratings up there as well. Lindsley, it probably doesn't matter because obviously he's getting worse with age, so I'm not even sure why we're showing that. And then, of course, Zion Johnson was pretty silent in this one. He was okay of a developer, but pass blocking in general is pretty bad, and obviously so is his finesse. And then Rashawn Slater, who is actually kind of iffy at times, looking pretty good. The power is kind of iffy. The skin tone difference there absolutely threw me off, and that's why I hesitated. That's something. That's something, all right. Of course, looking at defense gates, we've already been through. But Kenneth Murray, a guy that, once again, in real life, who knows, really not showing too much promise, but here, obviously, pretty decent. Just need to get that block shed up a little bit higher, and we're happy with it. Bowden, a guy that's really slowly developing, but already technically better in coverage and block shed than Kenneth. Joey Bosa, once again, regressing at this point, but still 97 finesse, 86 block shed, really good with those two. Very good pursuit, very good play rec, all that stuff. Derwin James, who's maxed, probably hasn't changed any up or down since we last seen him. Asante Samuel, of course, a slow developer, but he's starting to get there finally. J.C. Jackson, 98 overall, X Factor, 29, he's still got time. Of course, 99 man, 89 zone, kind of a freak. Molden, who's obviously just coming off his rookie year, like we asked and was hoping for, had a really good year one. Strength's 97. Since when? Alfred Collins, obviously, a little bit like of a sleeper, an underdog, if you will, came out, ended up being a good player, and then obviously JT Woods, who is out the gate, off the races, whatever you want to call it, just killed it straight out the gate, and outside of play rec, he's pretty freakily good, but I will say for a safety, play rec is probably the most important rating, but it is what it is. If you guys have another team you'd like to see, I think on my list, I had like the Colts maybe as another team we could go for. Something like that. Let me know in the comment section below. If it's a challenge rebuild idea, let me know as well. We've done like 5 years into the future. I was kind of thinking about choosing the worst team currently of that, what is it called, franchise from the 5-year future video. So that'd be kind of interesting to see, whatever team might be the worst. We're like 10, 15 years into it. We could start from there. That'd be interesting to see. There's a bunch of different things. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any ideas. That's about it, though. Like I said, maybe leave a like, subscribe for new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden stuff, which I've been slacking on a little bit, but I'm going to try to at least finish the GTA series on there, and then I might even upgrade. Like, I've played a little bit of Fall Guys here and there. I might even upload, like, some Fall Guys if I, decide to record it or something at some point. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for the next video, but until next video, see ya!